go, Richard!
What were some great moments in All-Star Weekend? So we have, Zach LaVine. It was great dunks. Aaron Gordon went under both legs, I believe.
That was the best dunk, I think, of all time.
That was
dunk.
great dunks.
Yeah.
I would honestly say, if we're talking about the All-Star Weekend, if we're talking about, moments in basketball, I'll start there. It's got to be Jordan and Dominique. Just both of those guys, pig-headed, stubborn. Neither one of them wanted to lose. And then you have a guy who's like 5'6", I think, in Spud Webb, who's just killing the game. You don't expect somebody who's that small to be able to get that high.
30 years ago.
30 years ago.
D. Brown was also really small and won the dunk contest.
30 years ago, when dunking from the foul line, no one was doing it. Now everyone can do it, probably.
With
Jonathan Bender did it.
Because no one's more creativity.
Well, no one is saying, anyone who says that they're not better athletes in the NBA now than then would be foolish.
Right.
So the dunks are going to be better because the athletes are better, I think. So
I agree.
But you're right, though. The killer instinct obviously was on another level.
So give me a hockey moment. What was All-Star game included?
There's
let's not
a
forget
few.
about the All-Star game.
There's a few. 97 in the Shark Tank, San Jose Sharks, Eastern Conference, Western Conference. Owen Nolan, who is the hometown guy, points. He did a Babe Ruth. He calls his shot. He called his shot and then scored on a breakaway. And that was for his hat trick. That moment was cool. Ray Bork, and I think it was 98, I want to say. He'd been playing in Boston for 17 years. The game was in Boston, tied up. The big hero scores to win the game. 94 for a personal one. Pavel Bure, shot save on a breakaway. Mike Richter, that moment, foreshadowing later in the Stanley Cup when he did that same exact thing to him on the same exact
And I'll never forget that from the Rangers VHS. They showed it. They showed it side by side. If this looks familiar, folks.
Exactly, that's
the All-Star
why.
game. Yeah.
One more. 1980, Gordie Howe playing in his final and 23rd All-Star game at 51 years old. Got an assist in that game. 51 years old, 23.
How was he selected to the game? Was he that good during the year?
He's just that good. Gordie Howe is Mr. Hockey. That's his nickname. Before Gretzky, there was Gordie Howe.
Well, then if he had that good of a season, wouldn't you expect him to get, an assist in the All-Star game?
But at 51, 23 was his final
season. It's just amazing that he
season.
went at 51. And I'll give it to with hockey and basketball. I like that they switch it up with USA versus the World or how the conferences don't matter.
Well, not only that, but now the NBA started doing drafts.
Conferences don't matter. I like that draft. They definitely handle that whole weekend and media and attention the best because they make a little draft out of it. Everybody loves that draft. That draft was fun.
Come in.
That draft was fun this year with LeBron and Giannis.
That's because the commissioner, Adam Silver, is the best commissioner in sports. He's innovative.
For sure.
Yeah.
With baseball, I mentioned the Josh Hamilton home run derby. That was
great.
Unbelievable. Especially his story was out of a story. A storybook is our story.
Storybook.
You had McGuire, the year in Fenway, crushing it when Ted Williams was there. Talk about
that
hometown guys.
Right?
Yeah.
Griffey, I loved watching Griffey. Griffey hit the warehouse. You know, this is like 93 in Camden Yards. He hit the warehouse across the street.
The year.
And the steroids really helped out the home run derby. If you really think about
for
it.
sure.
These guys were hitting bombs out of the stadium. But All-Star games too. You have. If you guys remember, I think it was 99, or maybe
Pedro?
2000, when Pedro just mowed down
everyone.
like it was like Sosa, McGuire, Bonds.
It was like,
I know this is 5 of the first 6.
I know this is the home run era, but not today.
And he that's what All-Star games should be about. The best versus the best, and taking it not too seriously, but serious enough where you get these guys with pride. Yeah. That's the one detriment I'll say to basketball. Basketball's fun to watch, but they don't. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing because you don't want to get hurt, but I think the level of caring in it is out
less,
of the 3 is less because
hockey kind of has that sort of now.
I think all the sports, baseball too. I think all of them do.
But baseball isn't a huge contact sport.
So you can care a little more.
Baseball and
look at the 70s.
Like that.
Ask Pete Rose and Ray Fosse, who talk about All-Star moments, if they cared about the All-Star game.
Moment.
Guy broke his clavicle, and his career was never the same because Pete Rose ran him over in a game that didn't matter. Ask them if it mattered.
Well, piggybacking off that, I got to give you 2 quick moments. First, the baseball point is 2003.
Okay.
Dude, Go back and watch
2003,
that dunk
2003,
contest. The 2003 baseball All-Star game was the first All-Star game where they started implementing whoever wins gets home field advantage in the World Series, so it gave more incentive for the teams to win the game.
Because of the time.
And it
2002
happened to
Milwaukee.
be in the most incredible All-Star game, I think, in baseball history, which was Eric Gagne that year,
Yeah.
was lights out, 1.20 ERA for the
He
Dodgers.
He had
Didn't
like
blow
80 straight saves.
did
and
not
he
blow a
blew the
save all year.
in the All-Star game. Doesn't count, though.
was up. They were up. For, I think it was a 6-1, and then there was a 5-run inning. No.
He was like 55 for 55.
Blew it in the ninth.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Hank Blaylock hit
It
that
was
home
Hank
run.
Blaylock.
Better than Mookie.
I
Three-run
think Hank
shot,
Blay-
walk-off.
never to be seen again. Hank Blaylock on the Texas Rangers, I believe, hit the home run. But that, in my opinion, that was a bad experiment. I'm glad they got rid of it because you had a game where Hank Blaylock was deciding who was going to play home when his team stunk.
Then there's no incentive really for being the best team in baseball.
Exactly.
For winning.
Yeah. You know, but I'd say before that All-Star game, you know, they just went back and forth. AL, NL, AL, NL. And had nothing to do
Just
with the
rotated,
record.
yeah.
Just AL, NL.
Which I
now
prefer.
it's record.
Moronic.
Now it's record. It's better than All-Star game. But the All-Star game, they finally got rid of it. I do like about baseball that every team gets an All-Star. It's the roster's big enough that every team gets an
team
All-Star.
can get
Some
one.
people might not like that, and I understand why people don't like it. But I like that you make it a point to represent every team.
The new thing they threw in with the off point, the new thing they threw in with the wild card, I think is great because it gives the winner of the division.
We could go
you
into
know.
that's a whole nother topic about postseason, but I completely agree with you.
And I got to throw in last moment,
Yeah, last
Kobe
point.
and Shaq reuniting a couple years after their
That was
Laker years,
cool.
winning co-MVPs.
What about
That was
Jordan hitting that shot to tie the game in his last All-Star game? You
On the-
remember?
when he was on the Wizards.
20
On the
points.
Wizards, that fadeaway, that
Yeah.
just classic Jordan, that fadeaway on the baseline.
Almost won MVP for
Yep.
that if it wasn't for the overtime and KG
Yep.
dropping like 36.
Exactly.